Welcome to the V12 Podcast, the #1 podcast in SC, with hosts Prince Mazani and Byrd Daddy. V12.
We are the city.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Prince Mazani, Sun God, and I'm here with my man Byrd.
Yeah, Byrd Daddy, South Carolina's finest, Columbia. We at V12 for the inaugural episode of the V12 Podcast.
First episode of the V12 Studio Podcast. We got a bunch of great topics. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things. We're going to have a bunch of different guests on the show. It's going to be real good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too, man. We got a whole bunch of things cooking, a whole bunch of people that we want to talk to. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on nowadays.
Right.
And a lot of controversial things going on nowadays, in and out of music, in and out of our culture. Mm-hmm. And I'm just excited to be able to speak with someone who may have a different perspective than me.
Right.
And, you know, I just appreciate the opportunity to do it at a place like V12.
Yeah, because you from South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I'm born and raised South Carolina, man. All my life. I'm actually a local artist out here in Columbia, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I've been doing my thing now really for the better part of about 10 or 15 years.
Okay.
Right here in my city. And you're from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying? New York in the house, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been down here in South Carolina probably, 10 years?
Yeah.
10 years now, and you know what I'm saying? I got to meet up with a bunch of dope people. Shout out to Mo, you know what I'm saying? For having the studio, having V12, and giving artists and people just a space where they can be creative.
Right.
So, yeah, this is actually our first time meeting too, you know what I'm saying? I never met homie outside of it, so
nice
that's dope. Word, you know what I'm saying?
And on the real though, you really don't get this type of organic vibe when it comes to, you don't really get to see this type of organic vibe. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that we're actually recording and doing this, meeting on camera for the first time, because, you know, we really don't get to see that. And
it was rehearsed.
Yeah, and like you said with Mo, man, like V12 has really become a staple in the city and really in the state. Mm-hmm. And I just appreciate watching V12 grow, because I was here in the early stages. I was probably one of the first artists to record here. Back when Mo took the studio from the previous owners who had it, and just, you know, coming back and doing different things, different events he threw. You know, I own a business here in South Carolina. It's called Mount Up Home Services.
Okay.
And Mo has hired me on several occasions to do different work in the studio. So to see it grow from what it was into what it is now, and now continuing to be a part with the podcast. Yeah. I'm just grateful for the opportunity, man.
Word. I brought my first camera from him. I don't know if you remember, but yeah, I brought my first Nikon camera because I was like, damn, I want to shoot videos.
Yeah.
I think I went on Craigslist or something. Yeah. And I seen it was a camera for like $350. And I called the person, I pulled up, and it was Mo. Word.
Yeah,
So.
and see, that might be a topic for one day, man, because I think I spoke with him one time before about how his flowers aren't given to him as much as they should be in the city.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot that Mo has done for the city when it comes to club ownership, promotion, different artists that has had buzzes, the studio, different artists from outside of Columbia who has come to this studio, and that I think on the low end doesn't get the recognition it deserves.
Exactly.
So yeah, that needs to be definitely chronologized. And
we're gonna bring Mo some flowers one day. We're gonna bring some flowers.
Bro, he need them, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Still working.
Right. So let's talk music, hip hop, rap, trap. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was having a conversation with a dude the other day, and they was like, man, hip hop is washed, hip hop is dead. And I was like, well, let's talk about hip hop compared to what we have now, which is rap. Hip hop is about breakdancing, self-expression, art. You know, the early days of hip hop, it was about fight the power and being yourself, being authentic.
Yeah.
But rap is a totally different genre. It branched off from hip hop, and it's like rap is about gangster and killing and drugs, and I'm getting one up on you and hoes, and you know what I'm saying? And I want people to understand that those are totally different genres. So when you talk about hip hop, it's something that originated and branched off into these other genres, but don't associate that with rap. You know what I'm saying? Because rap, it has a major impact on society, and our children out here doing wild things. They following the lyrics, they being, you know, rebellious.
So I agree with the last part of what you said. They are following the lyrics, but I feel like rap is a part of hip hop.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Great
It's
start.
it's one of the pillars of hip hop.
Right.
When you think about the pillars of hip hop, which would be like b-boying, the break dancing
Big
element,
Daddy Kane,
graffiti is an element of hip hop. DJing is an element of hip hop, and MCing, which I would equate to rap, is an element of hip hop. Hip hop, in my opinion, is still very much alive because you still have all of those aspects are still very much thriving, but the rap MCing era of hip hop is what I would agree has taken a turn for the worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like it's because of the fact that what's being promoted out here is just kind of this linear, like you said, when it comes to men, it's kill, murder, op, drop, glicks, all of that. And when it comes to women, lately we're getting nothing but hoe rap and pussy rap.
Right. Now, do you think that's because of what the people wanted to do, or it was because of what the labels were trying to do?
I think that at some point the labels forgot that there's a synergy between consumers and the labels. The consumers are going to consume what you tell them they need to consume, and the synergy for that is whatever you put out, they're going to consume. Whatever they consume is going to be what you put out, and whatever you put out is what they're going to consume. And at one point, there was a whole lot of diversity in what was being put out in the mainstream. You could listen to the radio and you could hear a song by the artist Common, a conscious artist. Right. And then the next song that might come on might be Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, beat your ass in the club. Right. And then the next song might be a Jay-Z song. You know what I'm saying? But and all three of those different songs are three different topics, but they're all mainstream. Today, if you hear three songs on the radio back to back, they're pretty much all in the same vein if they're hip hop songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they're three female songs, they're all pussy hoe rap, pussy hoe rap, pussy hoe rap. And if they're three male songs, it's op drop shoot 'em, op drop shoot 'em. Right. And I think that is a result of the labels putting that out there like that. And I just don't know why they do that.
Yeah, I think they did that. I think these so-called record labels, I won't say the record labels, because it's higher than the record labels. Record labels is just somebody who started their label and was, believed in some artists. But above the record labels, the radio stations and the actual, the big boys, I think they realized that music is so influential. It changes the way people feel. You know what I'm saying? You can be sad, but if I put on your favorite song right now, that might lift your spirit. And I felt like once they understood the science to that, and they understood that we were waking up with our music. We was healing with our music. Lauryn Hill, she was the first female rapper to win the most Grammys. You know what I'm saying? At an award show. And her music, her albums to this day is still a classic album. Like no female rapper can top that album because it was so much medicine in that album. It was so much love and vulnerability and healing in the album, right? And once the music execs realized, like, wait a minute, these people can start sticking together. We got to change the narrative. Hey, listen, start with him. Say you're gonna fight him. Say you're gonna kill him. Meek Mill had a interview, said that the record labels pay us more to talk violent in our songs, and I definitely think rap took a turn for worse because these people who are not a part of our culture but help fund our culture are making sure the artists only have a certain message in their music.
So what do you say to the people who would say that it's just music and it doesn't matter that they're promoting gang banging and violence and all this other bullshit? Like what do you say to the people who say just let it be music?
No, because it's not just music. Now if it's your type of music, don't get me wrong, I got some rap songs for when I want to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got some good songs when I want to feel good. But what we have now, what we didn't have back in the day, it's the internet. It's social media. So back in the days, you could listen to a Lil' Kim song. Lil' Kim was an explicit artist. She would rap almost the same thing that Sexy Red and Ice Spice and all of them are rapping. Yeah. But we didn't have social media to do the TikTok dances, to make it keep going viral. You heard about it, and if your parents said, no, don't listen to that song, that was the internet. You only heard it when you went to school. So now, because everybody got a cell phone, you can keep hearing this song over and over and over, and it's more than just music now. Now it's a message that's being downloaded into your child brain, into your brain, and a song, or you go to the club, and you might want to flip on somebody because the song made you flip on somebody. The lyrics in the song was like, yeah, I'm going to be violent. I'm going to be the baddest guy in this club. And the song made you do that. Yeah,
so I'm going to touch on what you said with Lil' Kim for a second, because a lot of what you're saying is bringing up different things that I see, because I look on social media a lot, and a lot of people in our city would probably peg me as like a talking head type of like a commentator, social commentator.
Gotcha.
You feel me? And I've seen a lot of people that would take a person such as myself or someone who would equate, someone who would talk about the negative impact of artists like Sexy Red or artists like Ice Spice and say, well, y'all had Lil' Kim,
right.
She was the same way. And what I would say to that is, Lil' Kim is a little bit different than what you would get with the Sexy Red or Ice Spice, because she, like, her whole image wasn't based around like sex or selling sex.
Right.
She talked about it, she did present that, but she also had layers. Like, she presented her as like, I'm the boss bitch around all of these niggas. Like, I'm just as good as them. I will rob you and shoot you along with them. I'm also a mob boss. I'm also sexy as hell. I'm also, you know what I'm saying? All that.
I ain't just versus a sexy dog.
Right. Versus the image of some of these other artists. And again, I don't want to come off as downing or bashing, because, you know, get your money. But there's not as many layers. There's really no layers to them. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's kind of harmful, man, because
super harmful. It's super harmful, especially when you got children, you got daughters, or even the grown adults. I see grown adults. I see women 30, 40 years old, and it's like, you see the movie They Clone Tyrone?
Yeah. You
see the episode in the part in the movie when they went to the club and they put the music on and everybody mood change, and that's hypnotism. It's real, and lyrics definitely play a role. So for anybody to say that it's just music, it's not just music. It's definitely influencing somebody's life. Somebody is listening to your song and it's helping them get through a rough time. Somebody's listening to your song and they trying to be the best gangster that they could be. Somebody listening to your song and trying to make love to their woman. These are influencing our actions, whether you believe it is or not. It's not a question, is it? It's I think the question should be, what impact are you trying to leave on people? Because it is influencing it, whether you believe it is or not.
And see, that's why I feel like we have to find a way to get back to the diversity that I was talking about, because mainstream diversity in hip hop and in music, period, is what leads to people being influenced in different ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The gangsters might get influenced by the gangster music, but like I say, the Commons and the other artists that aren't spewing that but are also mainstream are also influencing another facet of people to do other stuff.
Right.
But right now, it seems as if on a mainstream hip hop level, you only have one narrative, one type of thing being placed in the mainstream for men, and one type being placed for women. And all of the other artists and all of the other stuff, yes, they are thriving. Yes, they are getting money. I'm not sitting here saying there's no conscious rappers out there or no storytelling rappers. Yeah, you got your big crits. Yeah, you got your you know, just any other, your Don Trips and stuff like Starlitos. But outside of like the big three, Drake, Kendrick, Cole, you're not really getting any mainstream male rappers who are,
or even female rappers,
or female rappers that are giving diversity. So what do we need to do to get back to that?
That's a good question. I think we need to take our music off these streaming platforms. One, because they robbing us, they robbing the artists. I'm an artist myself, and I produce music, and I have music, and shit, I need 2 million plays just to get a couple of $100, and it's not fair when I could sell a CD for $9 out the trunk of my car and get exactly what I feel I'm worth. So one, we need to come out with our own broadcasting networks, our own news network, these podcasts. These should be the outlets to release the new music, and we tell the culture what's hot, what's in. This artist is dope, this artist is dope. Because if we leave it up to these elites, they gonna only push this, no offense, NBA Youngboy and all this music that's just killing us, and it's causing people to just do drugs, overdose, create violent crimes. And I'm not saying that music don't have its time and a place, because I listen to those type of songs when I'm in that mood. But I'm not in that mood 24/7. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So why is this music being played on the radio 24/7? Why we don't get a Alicia Keys type of new up and coming artist, or a conscious, or an Afro Latino pop song, or you know what I'm saying? Why we can't? We have that. It's there, but it's so underground, and the higher ups don't want to push it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we should take a page out of them the actors' books that are on strike right now, the actors' strike, and these artists need to go on strike. I've always, this is my thing when it comes to that streaming thing. You make it so that yeah, you pay for a subscription, but when a new song or when a new project drops, at least for maybe a month or so, or whatever defined time frame, you have to pay to stream that project.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You pay to stream it. For it's just like paying for a hard copy. You pay $9.99 and you stream that, and that's how you get to stream it. And then you give the artist the cut of that the same way you would have given the artist a cut of a $9.99 hard copy album for them to stream it. I feel like that would be one way that the artist could get to pay instead of having to get I think it's 1,200 plays for like $1 or something like that.
If that, depending on what platform it's on, it's rough. And I think Kanye West, remember he came out, his last album, he came out with the Donda 2 on this little device.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do that.
That was too much money. But he had the right idea to where he wanted to take control over his music. Right,
but see, realistically, nobody's gonna do that. Like, we have streaming on our phones.
Right.
Nobody's gonna buy another device to stream music on if you can stream it on your phone.
And you gotta walk around with it.
They're just gonna not stream your music.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't listen to Donda until it came on Spotify, and I'm a Kanye fan. I listen to everything, but like, I'm not about to buy a device. I don't care what it costs. I don't care how big of a fan I am of yours. I'm not finna buy another device. I would have to be a die-hard fan who just wants to support you. But a casual fan is not buying another device to stream music on.
And I think that's it. I think either we gotta figure out our target audience and get our diehard fans, or we gotta get one of these up and coming programmers to create their own streaming platform for the culture, to where we get exactly what we work. Everybody put their music on this streaming platform, and Jay-Z tried to do it with Tidal. Yeah. But I mean, he's paying more than what the other streaming companies are paying, but it's still like
it's still peanuts on the dollar.
Exactly. Right. So we need a platform to where it's like, yo, we're getting fair pay. Now we can do it. We have the resources. We have the money. We just need to put our brains together and do it. That's a real solution because, like you said, convenience. I'm not buying another device when I got this phone and I got everybody else's music on here. So find a way to get your music on this phone, or we just ain't streaming your music.
Go on strike. I'm saying, go on strike. Take your music off all these platforms. Like I'm telling you, Jay-Z and them, you brought the right thing. Jay-Z's music was not on anywhere but Tidal for a long time. So people who wanted to listen to Jay-Z, they had to stream. They had to have Tidal. They had to have it. You feel what I'm talking about? When he dropped Magna Carta Holy Grail, I think like you had to, he did a deal with, I think it was Android at the time or Galaxy at the time or something. You had if you had certain type of phone, you had to download his, like he did the blueprint. Yeah. Like if someone were to create the type of streaming platform you were talking about, and enough big artists who were dropping music at the time decided to strike and not put their music on that platform, couple that with making the user have to pay for the music. Exactly. You pay $9.99 instead for that particular project instead of paying for a subscription. The consumer is going to have no choice if they want to listen to the music, but to pay for it. Right. Yeah, it's going to cost more money in the long run, but they're going to be listening to it. That's how you got to get paid. You see what I'm saying?
Those are some terrific ideas, and hopefully any of the viewers out there listening can try to make that happen, and we can work together or whatever the case may be. I got another topic though. What's his name? Ebro on Hot 97, right? Yeah. He was saying that he tweeted something about that the music executives is not looking for rappers no more. They switching over to Afro beat and Afro pop, and which is cool. Those are great genres. Every time I listen to Burna Boy or Afro pop song, it feels good.
Right.
I ain't got to worry about killing or getting killed or somebody cracking me over the head with a bottle or getting robbed. It's not putting me in a mindset to where I'm feeling like I'm the toughest. I just feel good. Now, the thing that I have a problem with what he said was, I don't have a problem with what he said is, I feel like y'all catered to that, which is a good thing because I want our people to produce beautiful music. I want our people to produce music that can get played anywhere in its time. It's like Michael Jackson, and ain't no Michael Jackson song is bad. All his songs get played everywhere. You get what I'm saying? So our songs shouldn't be so polluted to where you gotta watch the kids or hey turn that on. You know what I'm saying? I want us to get good music, but is this our decision, or we always only moving on how the executives say we need to move? Collectively, we should move and feel that this music is so good that we need to play this. And like you said, we should go on strike. We should demand this music. You know what I'm saying? But if we only move in how these executives say move, then we always gonna be following their lead, and we gonna stay in that cycle. That's my only problem with that. But other than that, I think the Afrobeat music is in. I love it. You know what I'm saying? It feels good. I love the Afro-Latino music. I love all that music. So we got an Afro-Latino artist here. You know what I'm saying? Steph, we're going to interview him in a second. Yeah. And he has great songs. His songs that went viral on TikTok. He got a bunch of dances going on with it. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful. It's good to see that it's unifying. Somebody in another country is dancing and singing the lyrics to my song, and I'm in this country. You know what I'm saying?
And see, with V12 Steph, he's an amazing artist. I'm actually a fan of him outside of just the fact that he's from he's in my city. Mm-hmm. But that brings up an interesting point, because I personally don't feel like the city embraces him as they should.
Right.
And I personally see the types of moves that he's making, the type of response that he's getting from outside of the city and outside of the country should beget that type of love and support and endearment from our city. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, how people tell you what to like and what to listen to. Mm-hmm. And stuff. And it's just sad that it'll take, like, he's gonna blow. Like, right. I see it.
It's only a matter
of
time.
But it's sad that it takes for you to blow for people to come back and love on you. And you know what I'm saying?
And I'm from New York, right? New York is real big on supporting everybody. Yeah. Like, you walk down the street, somebody selling incense, somebody selling this, like, we supporting our people. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. But even in New York, it was an era where they played nothing but South music, and all the New York artists was like, yo, y'all not playing none of the New York artists songs on the radio.
Right.
And it's always, you gotta go outside of where you from to get love, and then when you blow up, your artist or your support base will be from home. And it's sad to say, but that's with everything. Right. If you want to get biblical, that was in the Bible. He had to leave, come back, and now they gonna, you know what I'm saying? They hung him on the cross. They put Jesus on the cross. Yeah. So they put him on the cross. What they gonna do to you from your own city? You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So, but that's just how it is, and I hate that our people think like that, because they don't do that in the Latino culture.
Right.
Once they hear your song, they support it and they go hard. They don't do that in the West Indian culture. Once they hear that song, it's going. You know what I'm saying? But in our culture, you gotta prove yourself worthy. Yeah. Or you gotta blow up first. Now we love you.
And it should just be about the music, man.
Right, it should be about the music.
That song "We Outside" that Steph got with the artist Cherry Brown on it, man. Like, the first time I heard that song, I think the first time I heard the song was actually after Mo and them started posting that it was going viral.
Yeah.
And I think I might have heard it in passing in the studio, but the first time I really paid attention to it is when I saw that it was trending on TikTok.
Yeah.
And when I finally sat down and listened to it, that is a feel good song.
Mm-hmm.
They both kill it.
Right.
And the song was conceived right here in our city.
That's what I'm saying.
And the people who are putting on for the song are putting on right here in our city. And I mean, I don't want to be negative or nothing, but I just hate the fact that I just don't feel or see it being as embraced as it should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That has a lot to do with that rap being pushed so heavily to where if you ain't this image or you don't sound like this, we ain't really rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair, because this is a great song.
It can't be the image, because Steph, when you see him, he looks like he's a rapper.
He look like a
he's like a star.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't even say a rapper. He looks like you said, a rock. Like, he's always dressed to the nines.
Mm-hmm.
His image is like that.
Right.
And his performance game is like that. I don't know if you've caught any of his performances live or listened to, but his performance game is like that.
Right.
See what I'm saying? He can entertain a crowd of hundreds. Mm-hmm. I've seen him entertain a crowd of thousands. Mm-hmm. I've seen him entertain a crowd of tens.
Right.
You know, for the smaller venues that he plays, he's a star.
He's putting in the work.
The fact that it's not getting embraced, it really be pissing me off, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. The shit be pissing me off.
South Carolina, y'all better do better, man. Y'all better stop playing and show these people love.
Yeah, shit be pissing me off. I've even seen, I'm not gonna say no names, I've even seen artists in my city get on the internet and try to make a joke out of situations that they've seen with V12 Step. You see what I'm saying? Like try to make a joke out of the type of music that he's doing. It's like schoolyard bullying.
Right.
Like everybody's, I'm gonna bust your head, I'm gonna shoot you, da 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 da. And you come with this guy that's like, me and my girl, we outside.
Right.
What kind of music he making? Like, ain't nobody listening. Like, why would the fuck would you do that?
Yeah, man.
From your own city, like
Exactly.
the shit really be pissing me off.
We gotta do better. As a people, we gotta do better. And I love the music that he's making. My daughter can listen to it, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely encourage Steph to keep making that music. Matter of fact, we can bring Steph. You know what I'm saying? You wanna bring Steph in?
Yeah. V12 Studios, the pros. We are the city. V12 the label.